All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Machak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Hopefully, this is going to be a fairly short video. Okay, just piecing all the things together so far. All right, and linking it to prophecy, man. Okay, because as these prophecies take place, you have to keep in mind, some of the prophecies have certain prophecies that are almost linked together, you could say. Okay, and the Lord did say that when you see these things, okay, not one happens here and then like 20 years later another happens here, and no, when you see these things like we're seeing them now, then you understand and know that we're definitely in the last days. All right, and these prophecies are what? They're more confirmation, okay, that we are in that time that the Messiah spoke of, all right, about more than 2,000 years ago when he was on the earth. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this precept here, and I'll read the precept off my phone, because I don't want to open up too many tabs and cause the browser to like crash or something. All right, so this is Matthew chapter 24. All right, and we always bring this out, man, but hey, it's only prophecy. All right, Matthew 24 verse 30. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? All right. So when you jump down, okay, to verse 7, it says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in all right. In the article I have here, this was what? Today, Monday, January 27th, 2020. It says earthquakes today, Alaska, Russia, and Indonesia rocked by earthquakes. Okay. Now, it said, the prophecy said earthquakes in diverse places, right? And we know what diverse means, but let's look it up here in the blue letter. All right. See what it gives us here in the Greek. Kata. It says, wait, I clicked the right one. Yeah, diverse, down from, throughout, according to, toward, along. Let me see if they give me something here. Man, there's so many definitions here. Well, all right, we'll just go with our basic definition of diverse, right? Which means, it's not one area, but it's multiple different areas. For example, if you go to a school and they say that this college is culturally diverse, that means you're gonna have a little bit of so-called Africans, a little bit of so-called Mexicans, a little bit of so-called Chinese, so-called Japanese, Indians, Arabs. Oh, that's culturally diverse. You have bits from everywhere, right? So if the prophecy said earthquakes in diverse places, meaning earthquakes in different parts of the world, all right. And when and these earthquakes aren't just happening by coincidence, by coincidence. It's not just all of a sudden it just decided, all right, to happen on its own. No, this is all to show us, all right, that these are part of the signs, all right, of the end times. Okay, and whether people want to believe it or not, okay, because a lot of them are not really watching. All right, these are the prophecies that the Lord spoke of, and we're seeing them happening, and they're getting more and more intensified. All right, so I'm gonna read that verse again, verse 7, Matthew 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All right. So here we have earthquake today, Alaska, Russia, and Indonesia rocked by earthquakes all in one day. All right. Alaska, Russia, and Indonesia. Those are diverse places. Okay. Now I'm not going to read the article. I'm just reading the headlines. All right. Just to hit the points. Now we jump here. This is East African. It says here, East African locust invasion reaches Kenya. All right. It says, swarm of crop-eating locusts are crossing through East Africa, causing food insecurity and threatening livestock in the worst invasion in decades. After having wreaked havoc across Ethiopia and Somalia, Um, the swarms of locusts have reached Kenya, a country in which 10 million people already face food insecurity. Kenya Agricultural Research Institute. Some areas in Ethiopia and Somalia, countries that had not faced an infestation of this scale of for 25 years, saw the entirety of their crops destroyed. What happens when your crops are destroyed? You don't have food, okay? And that leads to a famine, all right, where food becomes scarce and your access to food becomes even more scarce, all right? It says the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization fears that by June, the swarms could grow 500 times, putting South Sudan and Uganda at risk. Okay. Oh boy. Look, let me read this little portion here too. It says, according to experts, the locust invasion currently striking East Africa is caused by the extreme weather conditions that saw 2019 start with a drought and end in one of the wettest rainy seasons in a decade. And they no, look, really, it's from the Most High. All right, because guess what? You having this that's leading to food scarcity in East Africa, but people keep forgetting that last year, because of those floods and farmers not being able to plant their crops and all of that, guess what? That affected harvest because there was nothing to harvest. Okay, and that's gonna affect food production, man. Keep in mind as well that with this whole virus outbreak, that's gonna slow down a lot of things. If your city gets quarantined, don't expect people to be bringing like truck drivers to be delivering food there. Okay, it's gonna be blocked off. So whatever food you have inside there is done. You know, if the supermarket runs out, you know, what are you gonna do? Okay, food that's imported into the country, you need drivers to pick it up from wherever it's imported to the docks or wherever, and then deliver it. All right, to wherever it needs to go. How is that gonna happen? You know, so the scriptures ain't playing, and notice how it's happening simultaneously. All right, next one. It says stocks have worst day since October over coronavirus worries. So we covered earthquakes, we covered famines, all right, which there's going to be much more to come. Best believe it, because it's going to lead to a full-blown cannibalism, all right, and pestilences. All right, now you have the coronavirus, which is like at the top of the list now, okay, but this is also affecting the economy, the global economy, okay. It says U.S. stocks followed European markets down amid concerns that the coronavirus could hurt the global economy. And really, this shouldn't be could, is it will. All right. So I read maybe the first three paragraphs. It says, just as the world economy appeared to emerge from the uncertainty of the trade war, yep, the spread of the dangerous coronavirus in China, which now they're saying is over 100 dead and about what 5,000 infected or so. It says, and China has pierced the calm that had settled over financial markets. Um, the S&P, the S&P 500 closed down 1.6% on Monday, its second straight drop, which wiped out much of the market's gains since the start of the year, and its sharpest decline since October 2nd, when the trade war was stoking fears of a domestic slowdown. All right, yeah, I'll stop it right there. And hey, we said it through the spirit that look, yeah, it looks like things are doing good and good and good, but the time is coming when it's just gonna drop. You know, this stock market is not gonna last. It's on its last legs. Okay, these prophecies are taking place, and the Lord is taking control now. All right, which He's always been in control, but He's bringing His hand closer and closer to where the world can now see that look, this is out of the hands of man, and this is in the hands of God. All right, the world is not seeing. Look, man, this ain't no joke. You know, there's nothing we can do now. That and soon they're gonna tell you that they're gonna come out and tell you, look, there's nothing we could do now. You know, your best bet is to fend for yourself and hope for the best. All right. And at that point, what do you think people are gonna do? You know, you think they're just gonna sit down and take that? Okay. Let me get a couple of precepts real quick. All right. And this is when people are now gonna want to hear the Bible. Now people are gonna want to hear the words of the Lord, because now they're like, all right, we need answers, but the only place we can get these answers, it clearly has to be from that Bible, because these men who are out here claiming that this is happening, well, they're reading it, and you know what? To be honest, that's what I'm seeing happening in front of me. So I need to go find them and find some answers. Okay. But hey, that's the thing though. What's that? Proverbs 1:20. All right, Proverbs 1:20. I just want to get to the point. Verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Okay. And hey, even till today, you still have people that either are not aware of what's going on, okay, or they don't care. They're still walking around, like zombies. All right. Literally like zombies. Like they're not in the slightest prepared mentally for what's about to take place. Okay. And I'm looking at people like, boy, like when the Lord really, because it's amping up now, man. But people don't see it. They're docile. They're in that state of just school, work. That's it. And they see these things, they hear these things, they see it on the news, but they don't pay attention to it. For some reason, their mind can't compute the dangers that are knocking on their door. All right. Verse 23, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit onto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. See, when they refused and they didn't regard the Lord, they didn't think about that. They didn't consider the latter end of that. When they were making fun of the prophets, mocking us, not taking heed to what we were warning them, because we were speaking through the Spirit, and we are speaking through the Spirit and power of the Most High in the name of His Son, but they don't see it like that. To them, we're just common men. So they don't see how they're refusing the Most High by refusing us. Nonetheless, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not true. All right. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and were none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. And this coronavirus is bringing a lot of fears to a lot of people's hearts. All right. This global market turmoil is bringing a lot of fear to a lot of people's hearts. Okay. This upcoming famine, which is about to hit America big time, is bringing a lot of fear to people's hearts. These earthquakes are bringing fear to people's hearts. These talks about wars are bringing fears to people's hearts, man. And the Lord said, what? He's going to laugh at your calamity. All right. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me. See, when you're not comfortable anymore, your social media is taken away, your means of entertainment is gone, and reality sinks in. That's when now I'm a believer. Now I'm trying to seek the Most High. Now I want to talk. Now I want to hear some precepts. Now I got my Bible and I'm ready to sit down, explain to me what's going on. But the Most High don't work on your time. You should count yourself lucky that He even had mercy to even have His prophets out here, so you can even have a chance to hear His word. But you think you're gonna put the Lord off, and when you're ready, you're gonna come back, and He's just gonna be like, "Yeah, it's all good." No, okay. And it's sad that even now, all right, the final warning shots are being shot off. People still don't see it, because just like it tells you in Luke, what's that, 17:26? All right, I always get it mixed up with 26 and 17, but just like in the days of Noah, they ate, they drank, they married wives, they gave in marriage, they were in mirth, all right, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And it's going to be the same thing now, okay? There's people the Lord is blinded to the extent they're not going to see it, they're not going to get it, they're not going to understand until it's right at their front door, until they're staring death in the face, all right? And that's why it says here, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Because the time is coming when the Lord is going to make Himself exclusive only to His elect. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. All right. So you brought this upon yourself, When you see that there's certain people on the earth that are not getting infected, there's certain people on the earth that are not panicking, certain people on the earth that look protected, they look like they're chilling, they're good, but then you're suffering all the other effects. You gonna realize that you brought it upon yourself, okay? Because you had the opportunity to be able to repent, but you didn't understand why you should, because all hell hadn't broken loose yet. You know, you were comfortable and you loved your life that way. So you didn't see why you should leave the comfortability of your life to come and serve the Most High. It wasn't urgent. It wasn't something you considered urgent in your life. All right. So when that time comes, your safety isn't going to be something that's going to be considered urgent in the mind of the Lord. It's only fair. All right. What's my next scripture? Matthew 24. You already read that. Let's get 2 Ezra 9 and 1 Thessalonians 5. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. Verse 3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Now remember, at the end of the year and into the beginning of the new year, all right, especially getting to the ending of last year, they were talking about how the Dow is doing so good, it's recovering, it's breaking record highs. Things are looking good. Trump is signing a trade deal, you know? And then you had the whole thing with Iran's general being killed, but then it got squashed. So now people, oh, okay, all right, we got nothing to worry about. We're good now. And the Lord said, no, you're not good. You think you're good, but what? Sudden destruction cometh upon them. The Lord throws in one pestilence here, and you see how it came. It came it caught a lot of people unaware, man. All right, they didn't think it was gonna get this bad. And just you wait. It's not. It's in its beginning stages now. But see, people didn't see that. They were in a time of peace and safety. In their mind, they weren't thinking of dangerous times to come. But the Lord said, sudden destruction is going to come upon you, and sudden destruction is something you can't escape. It's like being ambushed. You know, you're not expecting it, so you can't prepare ahead of time. All right. As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So just like when a woman's water breaks, she got to have that baby. Guess what? When that time is up, you gonna have to go through it. You ain't gonna escape. All right. I get this last precept here. 2 Ezra. Hey, because we're in that time of 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter. All right, 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter. All right, and this you gonna see it big time, man. This is 2 Ezra 9 verse 1, and he answered me then and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." And we're seeing the Lord visiting. He's visiting with earthquakes. He's visiting with pestilence. He's visiting with famines. He's visiting with civil unrest. He's visiting with people uproaring. All right. He's visiting with chaos to this place, because this is a wicked place. And the time that when the Lord comes is judgment time. You know, people talk about judgment day, judgment day, judgment day. That's what's coming when the Lord comes, man. And even before then. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Now I'm going to jump down to verse 7. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So the elect are going to be protected for the works that they have done. Okay, it's not going to be what you can do for the Lord when all hell's breaking loose. No. See, that's the thing. People are going to want to try to jump ship at the end. All right, what can I do? How can I serve the Lord? I'm ready now. The time is over. The test is over. You know, the test is over. If you didn't take the test, there's no way for you to get 100. There's no way for you to pass the test. You have to have taken it when everybody else was taking it. but you decided not to. So guess what? You can't come and it says they shall be saved by their works and by faith. But if you never displayed works or faith, how are you going to be saved? You know? And people don't think about these things. People are not praying, at least not to the right power. All right. They they won't see it till it's too late, man. It says, shall be preserved from the said perils, all right, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning, and that's the elect. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. See, so because of all the good things that you got, you're comfortable. You like your life now, Oh, I don't mind. It's fine. I could do another 10, 20, 30 years. That's the mindset of somebody who's comfortable, somebody who's received benefits. And because of that, you have not known the Lord. The scriptures say, give me neither poverty nor riches. All right. Because if you're too poor, all you're thinking about is your next meal. If you're too rich, all you're thinking about is the pleasures and how to spend your money. You're not going to have time for this truth. So that's why the Lord gives you that balance. All right. So you can know the Lord. Verse 11, and they that have loathed my law. And if you're not of the elect, then you've loathed the Lord's law. While they had yet liberty, you had the freedom, you had the chance, you could have repented. But what? And when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. You're telling them, yo, stop doing this, stop doing that, repent from that. They get mad at you. What you're saying, they despise it, and they despise you. Well, what did the Lord say? The same must know it after death by pain. All right. It says, let me see. I'm looking for a specific verse. I know it's in here. Yep. Verse 16. Verse 15. I have said before and now do speak and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish, meaning die, than of them which shall be saved. So that's why we're warning you for a reason, because the time we're very quickly approaching, which we're already in, okay, there's going to be a lot of death, man. There's going to be a great death. Okay, and like it says here, there's going to be many more that die than them who are saved, because there were many more who didn't believe than them who did believe. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. So if you compare a drop, all right, which can't even satisfy you if you're thirsty, to a whole wave that can swallow you and a city, or you and a beachfront or docks, a wave that can destroy ships. You see the difference between the two? Well, that's how it's going to be, all right, with the amount of people who are dead compared to those that survived this, man. All right, so it's going to get very, very, very bad, man. All right, but nonetheless, the point is, these are the signs, okay, of the end times. These are the signs that the Lord told us to look out for. And if you're looking, you can identify. If you're looking, you can take the piece and plug them in the puzzle and see the bigger picture. Okay, but you have to be given those spiritual eyes to see it, man. All right, and that's a gift from the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. All right, shalom to those on the comment board. End it here. Okay, Lord's willing, this was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Machakudash. Hey, keep watching these signs, man. Watch this economy. All right, watch that virus. Okay, watch what goes on, man, because the Most High is only getting started. Okay, and hey, this is 2020, a year of prophecy, man. So we'll see what happens, man. Okay, but with that, shalom.